world, in this kind of just like it seems like the world wants us to be small, and yet Black girls find every way to make themselves larger than life. That's what Black girl magic is. It's beautiful the ways that Black girls find to write themselves visible, and whatever ways they have. I think that's so cool, and I think it's more than that.
Hello. I am Milton Jackson. I play Tristan in Black Enough. First and foremost, I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in to watch episodes 1 through 4 with us. And if you're not familiar with Black Enough is a story centered around a young lady named Amaya who is navigating her way through college, trying to figure out, where she fits in within her, not only her college family, but also within the Black community at Weston, which is the college in Black Enough. We're getting ready to shoot season 2, which could not have been possible without your support. So again, thank you for that. If you want to stay connected with us, you can follow us on Instagram at blackenough__, or you can head over to black-enough.com to, read about the show, get to know the characters, and who knows, maybe you can grab some merch while you're navigating through the site and all that good stuff. So once again, I'm Milton Jackson. I play Tristan in Black Enough, and thank you for joining this live. And without further ado, we're going to hop into episodes 1 through 4. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
What makes up a Black girl? Is it the curves, the walk, the fierce tenderness, the way language dances through our lips, the poetry of thoughts, the audacity of hair to throw middle fingers to physics defy gravity? Or maybe it's scientific. Ingredients of a recipe that rises into melanin imperfection. A formula that separates them from me. I once heard that Black girls were concocted by God. His kinky-headed works of art. But a painting is only a masterpiece if somebody else says so.
Man, what is Black girl magic? It seems like the world wants us to be small, and yet Black girls find every way to make themselves larger than life. That's what Black girl magic is to me in a lot of ways, from our hair to our fashion, from our outward appearance to our personalities that are often larger than life, to the ways that we express ourselves in dance, in art, in all of these different ways. It's beautiful the ways that Black girls find to write themselves visible in whatever ways, whatever means they have.
And that's at noon. I told you not to bring this.
I know, but memories. And it's cute.
Girl. Anyway, I have my e-school orientation, and that ends at 11:30, so we'll meet up then. And then we have the Emoja welcome lunch, which is at 1. And then Sister.
They actually spelled it like that.
Yes. Sister Survival Secrets is after that. And then we have our BSU welcome meeting, all before the Kappa Lambda new party.
I have dance.
Of course you do.
What's that supposed to mean? Hey, Everly Lark.
So that's what we're doing? See, that's what I'm talking about. You want to spend all your time with them. There will always be dance classes, Amaya. You get one Black Welcome Week.
It just seems like a lot. I want to start fresh.
Fresh as the driven snow.
Why can't I just be a student? What? Why is that such a big deal?
Because I want to be more than somebody's diversity quota. Damn. What are you so afraid of?
I definitely had to come to the decision for myself. So here's 5 signs that you need to ditch your relaxer. Number 1, dry hair. The only thing worse than ashy elbows is ashy edges. Number 2, sores. I definitely developed 11th degree burns from leaving a perm on 30 seconds too long. Super traumatic. Not even JBCO could fix it. Number 3, 9 out of 10 Black women actually suffer medically, like severely, from relaxers. If you've developed a disease, get that shit checked out. Number 4, do you want college hair? Because ramen noodles is what your hair will turn.
I heard that we were weaved together back before the moon, knitted knowing that our beauty is tied to something beyond, something vast, something holy. I heard that we were made with so much wonder that the world had no choice but to fear our flyness, stamped with a magic so spiritual that angels and colonizers alike want to get like us, get like God, grow their wings nappy, touch the hem of our fullness. Carriers of an image so grand, it took a legion of us to reflect it. We used to know we were made of the same stuff as supernovas, till the super got separated from the natural, and we expected each other to be superhuman. So now we grab at the superficial, letting lies supersede the truth with a capital T. We stretch ourselves into superwomen that we never had to be in the first place. Because somebody said, some of us are less than loved. I heard that too. Some stories really stick.
Life was stressful, like SCRESSFUL, stressful. I was trying so hard to earn my identity in being Black enough, in being smart enough, or sometimes in being white enough, in being female enough, in being pretty enough, in being strong enough, in being all of these things that I couldn't really put together for myself.
These white girls are on a whole nother level of late.
Sorry, Jazz went over which made ballet longer.
How are you gonna appropriate CP time?
I couldn't just leave.
I know. I'm surprised you should.
Yeah. Well.
Shh. Maybe I should just go.
We want freedom. We want justice. We want equality. Cool. Welcome, y'all, to the first Black Student Union General Body meeting of the semester.
For all the freshmen out there, we'd like to welcome you and tell you a little bit about ourselves. To be honest, some of y'all look a little lost. That's okay, boo. So we are in Victoria. If you don't know, that is just north of the Klan and just south of the microaggressions. Weston is the gem of the Mid-Atlantic and the love child of slavery. The BSU was founded in 1965, following the first Black graduating class here at Weston and the assassination of Brother Malcolm.
May he rest in power.
Any self-identifying, well, within reason, any self-identifying Black undergraduate or graduate student is encouraged and welcome to join the BSU's general body. This means any and all of my brothers and sisters of the diaspora, my Caribbean ladies, my continental niggas, my South Central queens, if you say South with an F, if you prefer coal to K-dye. Who said If your auntie be electrosliding at Martha's Vineyard, if you would put a little chitlins in your jollof, if your pastor, he might sing his sermon, if the hair on your head was passed down from DNA that has fought its way past plantations, over oceans, and against colonizers, and you still have the audacity to rock a twist out in the halls of Weston, then your Black ass needs to join the BSU. Little Ainsley Grace from your econ class, she doesn't care about you. This campus simply wasn't built for us. So this is about survival. These guys up here will tell you, we fight together like family. So let us help you make Weston your home. I mean, you're already Black, so you meet all the requirements, right?
Cocoa elixir, sweet never bitter, glow through the picture, rocks getting longer, broken and bigger, butters and mixtures, all types of figures, roses and glitter, cocoa elixir, sweet never
What makes up a Black girl?
glow through the picture.
The question lingered. I felt it sting, standing in rooms with reflections of myself whose language I couldn't speak, whose history I didn't know, whose struggle I wanted to share. Staring at ingredients of an elusive melanin elixir that I didn't yet possess. Because whatever it is that makes up a Black girl, I heard that I didn't have it.
Growing up and going to schools, public school on the west side of Chicago, we would say the Pledge of Allegiance like, every other child would in public education. But then we would also sing the National Negro Anthem right alongside of it, right? And I think that that's important, so moments like that stand out positively. And then there are moments where you discover that you're Black, even within the Black community, is not positive. Like, so I'm a dark-skinned Black woman, right? And so the whole thing up, being in the sun and getting darker, and then you go play with your lighter skinned playmates, and somebody in community or in the streets or whatever saying, you black, you too dark, right? Or don't be out in that sun too long, you're gonna get dark. And so that's there's this kind of mixed bag when you're growing up African American for me, there has been this mixed bag of black is good is something to have an anthem about, right? And that there are people who are saying we have to acknowledge and deal with dominant culture, but this is our interior song, right? With the National Negro Anthem, and that's a very proud and beautiful thing. And then there's this piece also that bumps up against it that says that this thing that is considered proud and beautiful in terms of heritage aesthetically might not be considered proud and beautiful. And that begins kind of this waging war against the anti-blackness that can exist even within our own communities.
Okay, so after you part your hair, you're gonna take your spray bottle and spritz just a few times. You gotta keep them locks moist. Finger coil my ends. And then you're done. Like I said, super quick, super easy.
I think it has been presented to me as a negative thing. I think it has been challenged, and I think people have tried to create a false description of what it is, and therefore diminished its majesticness. For example, I was told in 7th grade that to be black, I had to talk more proper. I had to talk less proper. I couldn't wear glasses. Mind you, I just started wearing glasses. And my jeans were too loose. And so what it meant to be a black girl was stripped away from me.
Hey, can you Venmo me 70? There's this guy who's willing to sell me his calc textbook for really cheap, but I gotta get it right now. And my grandma can't give me money till her Social Security drops.
Sure.
Thank you. You wanna come?
I'm gonna stick around.
You can't stay inside forever. You pay way too much money to be a hermit.
Shut up.
You're not gonna make it.
Watch me.
Sis, hey, I'm looking for Amaya.
Okay, highlight.
All hell Queen Riri.
Yeah, she's my everything. I'm trying to get like her.
No worries, you'll be on our level soon. So, Amaya.
Right. You have company.
Hey.
Hi, Amaya. I'm Vaughn, your BSU big sis. We like to pair you guys with upperclassmen to get you better acclimated to the community here. I am a resource for you, whatever you need. We're here to take care of our own. Oh, and I brought you a membership form by.
I'm finna get ratchet. Ratchet.
Mark with another one.
Act up, and you are going to get snatched up. Boy!
31, that's what they call me. I walk in the building and the party starts.
Act up, my.
Now go live on my ladies, go live,
My.
go live on my ladies, go live, go live,
My.
go live on my ladies, go live. Jazzy on the outside, beautiful on the inside. Proverbs 31 in the building, and I'm all real. Barbies are for the children. Virtuosity is back, can you feel it? I'm a new woman, I've been graced by the spirit. Representing for my women, where my ladies at?
I'm weak.
And classy ain't dead, we bringing it back. And we so fierce, but no cat fights.
I'm dead. I'm defeated. I'm finished. I'm done. I'm weak. I'm in a better place.
Don't go to the bar, cause we ain't there, been there, done that. And when I look back, it was never all that. If you don't,
My mother told me to tell you to mind your damn business. Period. T.
So you'll join.
I gotta be somewhere.
Hi, welcome to Harvest Feast. It's so good to see you. Can I just say, it's just like, I really feel the love of God glowing off your skin right now. It looks amazing. Well, have a great service.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
I got a question. Do you believe in magic? If it wasn't real, then what's what they need to have it? All of these years of trying, I'll wreak your habit. No, you just wish that you could just reach and grab it. But it's woven in my jeans, you see, and these ain't on a shelf. And it's coated in my clothes and curls, but grounded ain't for sale. And it's ingrained in my struggle, one that you ain't never felt. I'm an independent softly silky satin. Feet you so high you need.
And we'd like to extend a special welcome to all the students. Welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome to Victoria. The love of Christ flows like a rushing river, washing over you like a holy hurricane, sending little droplets of mercy, like Whitney's upper lip. As the deer leap and drink, may the Lord wrap his arms around you like a tiny, plush baby ferret this week. Peace and blessings.
Hey, Amaya.
Hey! Wow. I thought you chose A&T. I was surprised.
Well, I did, but
Changed your mind?
Yeah. So, where you headed?
I don't know.
I mean, like,
Oh, right, yeah. You?
Well, actually, I say off campus. I'm trying to be with my people, you know. Well, college looks good on you.
Does?
Yeah. Well, I'm headed this way, so I guess I'll see you around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's good to see you.
Yeah, Tristan.
I think it's complicated because I sort of identify as evangelical, but I guess that's sort of where he put me. You know, you wouldn't be like, oh, she's Catholic, or oh, she's like Methodist. But like I feel like whispering that because I'm scared of all that it includes. Especially got people caged up at the border. So like on the other hand, I feel like if you look at me, you might think like, oh, she's a Black Christian. She's really into social justice. She would vote, you know, XB on these issues, and I don't necessarily. And so I think it's complicated. It's like we've got this like long history of Blacks in the church, in the Black church. And so I sort of feel like, yeah, like, you know, there's precedence for this. I'm definitely not the first. But then also just currently it can also feel like I don't quite fit anywhere.
I am not a cynic. I love you, and I love the world, and I love it more with every new inch But you are a Black boy, and you must be responsible for your body in a way that other boys cannot know. Indeed, you must be responsible for the worst actions of other Black bodies, which somehow will always be assigned to you. And you must be responsible for the bodies of the powerful. The policeman who cracks you with a nightstick will quickly find his excuse in your furtive movements. And this is not reducible to just you. The women around you must be responsible for their bodies in a way that you will never know. You have to make your peace with the chaos, but you cannot lie.
Welcome to African and Diaspora Studies 101. We'll actually be starting in the 13th century with the Shanghai, Ashanti, Benin, Mali, all of that. And we'll take some time to move beyond West Africa into Egypt and Nubia and East Africa, et cetera, et cetera. So as we get started, come on in, sit down. Thank you for joining us.
He was my first Black man.
But first, I want to provide you with some context, okay? A lens through which you can view this dense crash course you're about to get, because Lord knows they need to hire some more diaspora studies faculty so we can really break all this down. But I digress. We synthesize. We breathe struggle and exhale innovation. It is vital that the lens through which we learn is freedom with a capital F. Our struggle is not pretend. It is not a joke. It's real, intangible, and historical, and present, and quantifiable, and ethereal, and complicated. And we're going to unpack as much as we can and, well, try to figure this thing out. It's about survival, y'all. So I'd like to start with this quote by Ta-Nehisi Coates. And still I urge you to struggle. Struggle for the memories of your ancestors. Struggle for wisdom. Struggle for the warmth of the Mecca. Struggle for your grandmother and grandfather, for your name. But do not struggle for the dreamers. Hope for them. Pray for them if you are so moved, but do not pin your struggle on their conversion. The dreamers will have to learn to struggle themselves, to understand that the field for their dream, the stage where they have painted themselves white, is the deathbed of us all. I'm gonna expect y'all to be able to run that back to me on Thursday. The reading's on the syllabus.
Yo, when she says Thursday, does she mean like I read it on Thursday, or that like I read it for Thursday?
I think she means read it by Thursday.
All right, thank you. Yo, that's hella pages.
I know, and this was supposed to be my easy class.
Right? Man, we find out what struggle actually means. Jaheem.
Amaya. Hey, do you know how to get to the bookstore? I'm a freshman.
Me too.
Why do I have to be with the granola-looking white girls? Why can't I just be with dancers? You know, like there are the Black girls, then there are some of the white girls, there's some of the Indian girls, you know, just dance.
So that's your major?
No, that's not. I haven't chosen one yet.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, what's yours?
I'm on the side, but like not an under for being an MC. So I'm trying to figure some stuff out and try some things.
100% set on mechanical engineering, and I'm like, hello, like suburbia.
Okay, so you're one of those.
One of what?
Yo, people that ain't really Chicago is, but you cool though, so I'll make an exception. Lake Forest. That hair is certainly screaming suburbia.
All right, do not start with me.
I love that woman. I was just hooked. Like the blue side was like my gateway drug, and I was like, oh my gosh, like so you can read things where you're in it. That was like mind blowing to me. She's an artist that I consider unflinching, and for me as an artist, as a writer, as a creator, I want to be unflinching. I want to make work that's unflinching.
Ta-Nehisi was my first Black man. My body struggled. For the first time, my eyes swayed across the pages at the same pace, and my feet didn't know where we were going, but I don't know. It felt like capital F freedom, like heaven meets Mecca meets me. I didn't always know what he was talking about, but to me, that I'd never seen. He was brilliant. He was soul. And so I read. Reality for me.
Community. Because though we laud and appreciate the Black girl magic, the Black woman magic, you don't do the person is also recalling some kind of engagement with someone else. So I would add maybe one plus. And that plus could be someone you have met or have a relationship with, or you have like a distant relationship, like a character in a book, or somebody you saw in a movie. It was real to you, it was a connection. And I feel like there should be some sort of, I don't know if it's a cake or soup, but I don't know what I'm making, but I feel like maybe there should be some sort of icing or drizzle on the top, you know, that makes it our signature dish for who we are. So some sort of flair that may be how we taste in terms of how people experience us and feel us, or how we even show ourselves up. Some people, their signature might be Birkenstock sandals. Some people, they may have a fly haircut. Some people might have the baddest makeup known to make man or woman. Some people, it might be just literally how their body moves in space, but there ought to be some signature that signifies your presence in the space.
But I do think that sometimes we don't celebrate the quotidian, right? We don't celebrate what it takes to just survive. And when we talk about Black excellence, I feel like it's that invisibility thing that's coming again into play. What about the mom that is working 3 jobs. Kids, like, why is that not Black excellence in the same way that the first Black person at Yale to get their astrophysics degree, why is that not celebrated in the same way? But a Black person in saggy jeans and a snapback should still be as respected as a Black person who's CEO of insert whatever Fortune 500 company.
I don't know. I figured we'd never see him after he graduated.
I keep trying to tell you, he's textbook.
Don't do it.
Jack and Jill, nigga. Noun. A pseudo-chameleon who's always trying to climb. The kind of boy whose parents force you to go to cotillion with him.
Quit it. It's not like
and
that.
You're mad. Because you don't want to go to cotillion. But at the same time, you're not mad because he's fine. And you know he's going to inherit his daddy's Fortune 500.
I'm not thinking about him anymore.
You're not thinking him, but you're going to go out.
I'm not going out with him. The Weston Crown Scholars are having a game night in Tristan.
Is a Weston Crown Scholar. And you're not.
You said I should meet people. These are people, Black people.
I'm Black. You don't want to play a game with me?
It'll be fine. The timing is better.
Oh. Out of white girls.
Dating white people, not a crime, you know. And even if it were, is there no forgiveness? He doesn't like me like that. And I definitely don't like him. I can have friends, okay?
All I'm going to say is you have never bought an outfit for me.
Tell me who I love you. Tell me who I love you. Do you even love you? Tell me who I love you. Tell me who I love you. Do you even love you? Tell me who I love you. Tell me who I love you.
Y'all got one. It's the game of telling them all these points, and then they'll tell you who wins the game.
It's pretty clear.
How do you play spades? Just make sure you follow my rule.
Don't worry, I didn't date you for your spades play.
For the good looks, right?
Oh my God.
That's a dope shirt, though.
We're still gonna win, so I'm not even mad. We won that. Y'all won that one.
I'm glad you came.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like this time is different, you know? But I like it. It's all good timing.
Who wins? Not you. We are not cheaters. We're not cheaters.
Yes, you are.
We're losers. Always want to call the winners cheaters.
Y'all stay cheating every time. She's my partner.
We ain't mad, okay? We just want justice.
By any means necessary.
We want a fair game.
By any means necessary.
Hey, girlie. I don't think we met before. What's your name?
Amaya. Huh?
Okay. I'm Ember. Where you live?
Right outside of Chicago?
No. I mean, what dorm?
Right. Gilbert.
Oh, okay. So you're a freshman too. So y'all came in knowing each other.
Yeah.
Okay. How many y'all got?
Like 3.
2. So let's say 5.
I've got 3.
All 13?
What?
Oh,
no, like,
right, yeah, 5.
Damn. Let's just say 7.
Okay. So you got it, Tristan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
It would probably have a question mark on it. Am I Black enough? Because I think no matter how long I stay here, I feel like I identify as Black, but I feel like other people look at me, and they think.
Yes, he was historical. The man was a Black president.
The first.
The first Black president, sure, but like, what did he really do for Black people?
Okay. The fair sentence to act like he's done a lot for Black people.
He was present in that White House.
Yes, he was there, but then what?
Right. That's the problem. We stop at representation, but we gotta want more because if we're just talking about
Excellence
representation,
has to account for something, right?
For sure.
He showed the white establishment the very best of what Black people can be.
Now, That ain't some respectability bullshit.
What? We can't just send anybody to the White House.
Okay, but Cory Booker, Kamala Harris, Maxine Waters.
Wait, Auntie Maxine? I don't know.
Please don't help. They ain't just any old body. Barack was dope, but honestly, we could have done better.
Wait a whole minute, okay? Ain't nobody better than his royal wife, Barack Hussein Obama. His speeches were like 16 and he had a black wife. A black prince and educated wife, period.
That's real.
And his daddy was an immigrant too.
You always say that.
It's not enough. It's not enough. What do you think?
I mean, he did pass Obamacare.
See? He was our president. A black president.
I don't know if that's real progress though.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I mean, but what is black though?
It's the power to roll with Beyonce and the Queen. To have your portrait done by Kehinde Wiley.
I don't know. Maybe it's more subjective than that, you know. At least according to my diaspora studies reading.
Well, my president and his wife are from the South Side. Where did you say you were from again?
Oh, hey, yo, chill.
Wow, that was not necessary.
I remember like this was one guy at my job or something was just like asking me about this TV show that they showed when he was in elementary school. And I was just looking, I was like, I have no idea. Because I mean, I wasn't here doing elementary school, so I was like, I've never watched it. And he was like, oh my gosh, you never watched it? It kind of like, you know, like, oh, every black person has watched this.
That's a heart.
Yeah.
You had a heart, but you played a spade before?
You reneged.
I what?
You reneged.
I don't know. I just feel like Michelle wouldn't have reneged.
Guess they don't teach you spades in Savart.
No, -70.
Well, why you did that?
Who's trying to get people into the SU?
I didn't
out the door. She ain't even signed up, boo.
Wow.
Hey. Hey, you good? Nah, what's up? What happened?
Nothing. I was just trying to play spades and I'm just not like them.
Like who?
Them, all of them, all of you. I'm just so. You smell like grease.
Hey, a brother's got to pay tuition. Listen to the birds.
Tell me who I love you. Tell me who I love you. Do you even love you? Tell me who I love you. Tell me who I love you. Do you even love you? Tell me who I love you.
It's you know, for me, it starts out from like being a kid in New York City, and then just being, even after moving to Virginia, just having always been in a predominantly Black community in middle school and in high school. Hip hop was just like the music that I knew. That's like what a part of it for me is that I also was just never introduced to anything other than hip hop, and so for me, has been like a source of friendships, like bonding over people who love the same artists, or you know, hip hop's not just music, right? It's a story. So it's not just, oh, do you love this artist? It's like, do you know their poetry? Do you know where they started? Do you know
their story and how they got to being, this singer or this famous or etc. And that's what I've always loved about it, is that like most artists have a story.
Tell me who I loves you. Tell me who I loves you. Do you even love you? Tell me who I loves you. Tell me who loves you. The world doesn't love you.
I like it. I'll make you a playlist. Hey, you're good. You're good.
Tell me who I loves you. Tell me who I loves you. Do you even love you? Tell me who I loves you. Tell me who I loves you. The world doesn't love you. Tell me who I loves you.
And I was just thinking, okay, I don't know if I'll ever be black enough because I never really had that full experience. I never grew up here. I don't really get certain things. So it's been a struggle in that sense where it's like, well, I'm black, right? But then it's like, I guess only it's like a question, am I black enough?
And I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I'm like, do your thing, get your money, get your coin. But at the same time, I do miss just like being so excited for like the latest like storytelling album to come out. Like my life was changed when Good Kid, Mad City came out. Oh my God, I think like I cried. Like I got into poetry. Like that. Like my life literally changed when that album came out, and I just miss waiting for that kind of album. And I've gotten a little bit tired of braggadocio, I'm not gonna lie. But that being said, I love hip hop, and I've seen how women nowadays have made their like place in hip hop a bit more prominent. And so, if it takes a Cardi B to make way for Rhapsody, like that's fine,
All right, that was amazing. So yeah, Milton, that was really cool. So I did not watch any of the series before our screening tonight because I wanted to kind of look at it fresh, just like our audience. And I have to say, I did actually see myself in more than a few moments.
I can't hear you guys.
Oh, we can hear you.
Oh.
So why don't you tell me about
hold on.
the process of filming?
Okay.
Because I could hear the show fine.
Go ahead.
All right. So do you want me to start from an acting standpoint or from?
Well, wherever you want to start. I mean, I know that I can tell that looking at some of the places that you guys filmed, you were definitely like around grounds while you were filming. So, like, how did you find places to film that it was okay? And yeah, how was it doing this as you were in a college situation where you're actually like going to school?
Okay, so well, just personally speaking, well, I'll start off by saying, well, much of the location shooting that we did, I feel like a lot of the credit goes to Micah and Josh and Taylor. A lot of those faces who were behind the scenes. Who made stuff work. Um, Myself, I currently live in Tennessee, but I'm from Wisconsin. So just being in that, I guess, atmosphere was totally different because I think while we were filming, there were some summer courses going on. So, we got to see, some people who were actually students there. And UVA, being a PWI, I myself went to an HBCU. So it was like totally different, from, the atmosphere, the experiences, and so on and so forth. But filming, it was actually really fun. Um, and even just by saying fun, that's an understatement because take fun and then multiply it times 100.
Right.
Just from even days when I myself wasn't on set, I was behind the scenes helping out. Um, just because I mean, from day one, when we got there, um, when I got out my car, Micah, hey, how you doing? Hugs and everything as if, she knew me already. Well, I mean, she kind of did because we had conversations prior, but really from that first day on, I feel like everybody gelled. Um, and I even said this before, we gelled a lot quicker than I thought, we would have, because I mean, yeah, there were some, people that were familiar with each other, from the UVA days, but I came from, Wisconsin, Nashville, and I didn't know anybody. And, from the first day, they made me feel like family. So from then on, I mean, it was great. It was phenomenal.
Oh, I'm glad they made you feel like family. That's awesome. I myself
I'm trying it on the phone.
um I myself went to well, I guess you could call it a PWI, but it was in the middle of like one of the blackest cities in Virginia. So I kind of got I kind of got protected a little bit from complete whiteness in my face. And then of course I went to Howard. So like that was the most amazing experience ever to like walk on that campus and have the white person be the one out of place. Like that was just the most amazing experience.
Yeah, and I mean, to kind of piggyback off of what you were saying, like even like myself, like when I said I was from Wisconsin, to be honest, I really didn't know anything about HBCUs until I, went through the college admissions process. So like I said, I'm from Wisconsin. Wisconsin's a pretty, conservative
Right.
space. And so that was
Right.
like much of what I saw throughout my life, not necessarily from, a living perspective, because I grew up, in pretty urban areas. I stayed right across the street from my grandma, if that tells you anything. But, my parents, they made sure, that I got, I'll say, the best education possible, if you get what I'm saying. And
Oh
a
yeah.
lot of times, that meant that, I was disconnected from my own people. And so I guess as far as the show goes, I really saw a lot of myself in, Amaya. Without giving too much of the show away, I kind of saw, myself in Amaya because it's like, oh, she's from the Chicago suburbs, and now she's thrown into this space, and it's BSU, BSU, BSU. Like, you're already black, so you're already qualified. But then as you progress, it's like, okay, it's a lot more to being black than just being black.
Yes.
There I kind of, feel where she is there as well. So, I mean, it was definitely a culture shock.
Yeah.
But
So,
like,
B, what was your experience?
I feel like very much a culture shock as well. It's funny because you said how you went to Howard. It was like an amazing experience to like see that the white person was the odd one out. My first time I ever went to Howard, I went to their homecoming, and it was like one of them, like the one that like Diddy was there, and it was like
Yes.
big. And growing up, I grew up with white people, like, like there were like only a few black people in our community, and like every black person in my family is married to either like a white person or someone who's not black. Like it's very, I've just been in that environment my whole life until I got to UVA. And like even UVA was like a culture shock for me because it was like the biggest city I'd ever been in. Because like I grew up on a farm, like we don't have cell phone service. It's just country, and so like Charlottesville was the biggest city I've ever been in, and now it's like crazy to think. But yeah, like when I went to Howard, I had like a panic attack almost, because it was like, how like everybody gets in that like big parking lot and there's like food vendors and like
Yes.
it's just like a swarm of people. It was just so many people. And it's like I'm also like a young lady who wasn't used to attention yet. And it's like I'm getting like all of like looks and
Yeah.
and it was so overwhelming. I like had a panic attack. And my friend is like, are you good? I was like, this is just like the most black people I've ever been around in my life. And I just like I'm just like trying to take it all in. So but now it's just like
Yeah.
like like
Yeah. I mean, when I went to Howard, it was much later in life. So, I went to VCU, and then I got married and raised children. And then when I went back to school, I went to Howard. So I was at a different level of like awkwardness, because literally every student around me could have been my daughter, or my son. So, and I had been mama for 15 years. So, I just kind of like took on that role. I was like, oh, come on, baby. Yes, come on over here. I'm gonna take care of you. But the weird thing about it was that the professors were still treating me like I was an 18-year-old. So I had to have a couple of conversations like, hold up, I'm actually not 18. I'm like a 40-year-old woman, and you're not going to talk to me any old way. Like, that's just not going to happen. Let's back that up and come at me with some respect, and we'll be okay.
Running back.
Yeah, and they weren't used to that. But I would never change that experience that I had at Howard. Because having been at universities that were not HBCUs, I am so thankful for that experience, right? I'm so thankful for that immersion. Even about the things that didn't click with me. Like I'm, Divine Nine, that's not me. Like I'm not pledging anything. No, but no, you're not making me run around in underwear or anything. No, I'm not doing it. Love y'all, not doing it. I will go to every step show. I will cheer y'all up, but I ain't doing it. Love you. So even the things that, aren't my bag, I was like, this is something I need to be around and experience and know about and learn to appreciate, even if I'm not going to participate. Right. And that's, I think, what struck me in these first few episodes with Amaya, is that she hasn't realized that she can appreciate without participating yet. Right? She hasn't gotten that distance with it. So she feels like, oh, well, I'm Black and they're Black, so we have to like the same thing. So without giving up too much away, for tomorrow night, I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think is the most transformative episode in season 1? Not necessarily just for Amaya, like even for the characters that you play.
I think for my character Vaughn, it's definitely probably Butterfly Wings, right? Yeah. And I think that's like episode 8-ish.
Okay.
Yeah. And I won't give
What
it
about you, Milton?
I think for me, I think I don't know how I can say this without giving it away, but it's one of the later episodes. There's something happens, and then there's a big kind of gathering, and I think that for me was the most transformative episode, because you see one character sort of like step out of the shadows and sort of kind of assert themselves as like, hey, we need to do what's right and not what's, PC, in the name of, our Blackness. Like, we still need to remember who we are in the space that we're in. And the reason why I say that was the most transformative for me personally is because that was kind of, in that moment, you saw everybody like on one accord, and everybody, standing in solidarity with one another, despite the differences that, Amaya may have from a character like Vaughn, or,
Right.
the differences that a character like Tristan might have from a character like Jaheim. That didn't matter in that moment. Like, that was, in that moment, they all stood in solidarity. And it was just, I don't know, it was beautiful. The show is just one big onion. It's just full of layers. Like, I can go on and on, but yeah,
But I think, a moment like that is absolutely the beauty of our people, right? That's the fact that when it really comes down to it, we're gonna take care of our own. We may not speak to you the next day, but we ain't gonna let somebody else come up in here and just treat you any old way. Like, and I think that's a bond, and that's a connectedness that I think a lot of people from other ethnicities are jealous of. They don't understand that the bond that we as Black people have. And so I think the best thing we can do is take a lot more pride in it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because like even
Celebrate it.
going back to, when I was saying, realizing who you are even in the space that you're in, like, they were at, PWI, but you have this, community of, Black people coming together in this moment. Even though we might be different in everything else, we still share this. You know what I'm saying? And like, knowing what comes with this, like knowing, this history, whether it be the good or the bad, the ugly, everything in between, the fact that, we can share that and use that to, come together and make something beautiful. I mean, it's just great. The show is just great.
Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out for a few minutes and talking to me. So tomorrow night we have episodes 5, 6, 7, and 8. So, and we'll have different people from the show to come and talk with us for a few minutes afterwards. Thank you guys so much for this. This was amazing. And I can't wait to see how the story unfolds tomorrow night.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Peace.
Bye.